present the great Lodestar minerals story. We have our Managing Director, Ed Turner, present on the base metals in WA. Over to you, Ed.
Thank you. Okay. I joined Lodestar Minerals just over a year ago, and it was largely based on the exciting exploration potential, grassroots exploration potential of our Erahidi project. I'll explain a bit more in a sec. Just briefly, overview of 15 years, but the focus on the Erahidi has been just in the last 2 years. So I'm a geologist with 36 years of experience around the world, in South America, Africa, Eastern Europe, most of Australia. I've done mining as well, but grassroots exploration is my passion. We have two other directors who are more corporate and finance focused, and our exploration manager, Caroline Blow, is also here today. So if you have any follow-up questions, please come to our booth and she can answer all the really tricky ones. So we're only a $4 million market cap, so plenty of upside potential with success. Here you'll see where our project is, right in the middle of Western Australia, in the Erahidi Basin. You're probably aware of Rumble Resources and their large discovery, the Chinook deposit, which they've proved up in recent years. We have a large landholding package on the other side of the sedimentary basin, the Erahidi Basin, which you can see in blue, so the 1,400 square kilometres. So we're the largest landholder in the area, and we've got a lot of similar geological settings basically to Rumble, but we also have copper gold potential and just gold potential within the sedimentary basin. We have a lot of similar geological settings as the DeGrussa VMS copper gold discovery, and the rocks are the same age. It's very underexplored. A lot of it's under sandplain cover and hasn't had the attention of the other sedimentary basins in the area. You can see on that map the red, and in the bottom image is magnetic image. You can follow that the magnetic horizon there for the zinc lead silver style mineralisation, the MVT. We're trying to follow that unconformable contact on the northern side of that, and that's shown as the Freya formation in the top image in red. So that's been explored for iron ore before. There's quite a lot of iron ore there. It's a granular style iron ore. It's a bit too far from the coast to be economic currently. But anyway, we're looking for the base metal, and we think we've got excellent potential. It's one of the most exciting grassroots exploration projects I've worked on in the last 36 years. Very underexplored, like I said, so we've really just initiated exploration in the last few years. Last year we did do some first pass air core drilling, followed by RC drilling and some diamond core drilling, and we did have some significant results, up to 8 metres at gram per tonne gold and 0.5% copper. Some historic drilling on the limited outcrop areas has hit up to 7% copper. So we do know we're in the right rock types, but we just don't know exactly where we are within the mineralised systems yet because of the large areas which haven't been explored. So we did 5,000 metres of air core last year, 4,000 metres of RC and 3 diamond core holes, but only over a limited area. So that rectangle within the larger area is where there was an electromagnetic survey was done. The background behind that is magnetics. So the idea was we're looking for conductors for the copper gold mineralisation. There were quite a few conductors identified. Because of the sand cover, it was followed up by ultrafine fragment soil geochemistry to try and sift out all of the coarse sand and other sediments which could basically dilute the geochemical signature. So out of those many anomalies we found, we just targeted 7 of those, and that was the focus of the air core drilling, followed up by the RC and the diamond core. So we did get some good results. I'll show you another image later, but that's the only area within there that we've drilled to date. Since then, and over the last year and a half, we've done over 6,000 soil samples. So those polygons, the coloured polygons, show the coverage to date. They're coloured differently because we've done different size fractions, basically. In clay soils, a 2 millimetre size fraction will work perfectly well, but where it's more sandy, you need to sift out that coarse fraction. So we believe that 200 micron soil samples will work perfectly well over the remaining area, and then you also have the ultrafine fragment soil samples, which has been effective as well. So basically we covered about half of the area in the last 12 months, and we've just received all that assay information and processed it over the summer, analysed it, interpreted it, and now we're planning follow-up work. Now, we're very happy to say we did a full multi-element suite of 60 elements. Often you need pathfinders to help you zero into the best areas to drill, like the copper and gold, for example, in the regolith can be quite mobile, which means it gets dispersed. So we're looking at associated elements which can give us more confidence in what's a real anomaly versus potentially a false anomaly. So it's quite a complex process to interpret all of this information. So we're very, very happy that we've identified 16 target areas which deserve follow-up. They're still quite large areas. I'll explain a bit more about that. What you're seeing there, the coloured background is what we call a heat map. It's a combination of copper, lead, zinc and cobalt combined. And then on the left, you have the copper results. On the right, you have the zinc results. Those the points basically are where we took each of the individual samples. And the hot colours are where the anomalies are, basically. So we're very excited to get some of these really good zinc anomalies along the southern areas where we expected to have them, and some copper anomalies more in the centre and the north. We've still got, you can see there's large areas which haven't been sampled, which we'll sample this year. But what we've really done is identify large anomalous areas rather than discrete anomalies. So the next phase of exploration is to go back and do more detailed sampling within those anomalies, which are the red shapes. And then that will define more discrete drilling targets for the middle and the second half of the year. So that's just the main tenement area. And then this is the eastern area, what we call the tripod ground. There's been no sampling done through here historically at all. Once again, we've got some very good anomalies there which need some more detailed infill sampling. We've pegged a new tenement, that blank area, based on the middle anomaly there, because it's right on the edge of our ground. So we'll be back in the field soon. We would have been last week, but we've had quite a lot of rain in Western Australia, which you might have heard about. Quite a lot of flooding. We'll delay things a bit, but after we do this infill, we expect quite a few drill targets to pop out, and we'll get into those, like I said, hopefully by the middle of the year. Just back to the drilling we did last year. This is on an electromagnetic background. You'll see the anomalies which were drilled. We got some significant results in 5 out of the 7 drill areas. This is just 3 of the drill areas. But yeah, up to 8 metres at a gram per tonne gold. I think 0.5% copper was about our best result. So they're not economic grades, but it's highly encouraging for the first round of drilling. And it's the first time gold's been discovered in this entire project area. So now we need to figure out which are our best targets going forward. So we won't immediately follow up these drill results because we do expect that there could be some better results will come out of all the other anomalies. So we've got to go through the steps basically, and we've got to get more value out of our geophysical data to interpret what are the important structures which control the mineralisation. No, I should mention we also have exposure to lithium by our shareholding in Future Battery Minerals. We did have a joint venture with Future Battery Minerals at Kangaroo Hills. We elected to sell our 20% to them earlier in the middle of last year for shareholding. That currently is 19 million shares worth about $1.2 million. So we're using those shares basically to fund our exploration, so we don't have to go back to the market. We also have 27.5 million performance rights, which are linked to a resource of greater than 10 million tonnes at 1% lithium oxide. We believe that they should be able to prove that up by the second half of the year, and once again we can use that at our election to sell and fund our exploration. So we think there's a lot more upside in their share price. They also have a discovery in Nevada, a lithium clay resource, which they'll be releasing a maiden resource for hopefully later this month. So I don't think they're getting any value for that currently. That's a good plan showing their discovery holes, big red there. This has all happened in the last 12 months. It's from surface. You can see some really good thicknesses there, 21 metres at 1.36 is one of the earliest holes. And then they've got a lot of other targets there, IP targets to be tested. They're just back in the field now. They just started drilling again last week, so we expect quite a lot of positive news flow there, which will help their share price significantly. Yeah, so why invest in Lodestar now? Well, we can't get any cheaper. We're systematically unlocking the Irahidi project. It's early days. It is grassroots exploration, but believe there's plenty of potential upside if you make a discovery like a Digrassa or even a Chinook. Well, then we're certainly going to be revalued. I just mentioned we're going to follow up all these anomalies, tighten them up, continue to build on a geological model, figure out the structural controls, and then we'll be back out there drilling. And we believe that the chances of success are very high, and then we'll retain that exposure to lithium. So that's it pretty much, but yeah, feel free to drop by our booth and if you want to ask any more questions.
Thank you so much, Ed. So any questions from the floor? Again, and just a reminder, we do need the mic, please, for our video feed. Just while the audience is warming up, can you tell us a bit more about your plans in the next, say, 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned, in the short term, it's the more detailed soil sampling and test all those untested areas. There will be drill targets to come out of that. We could go there and drill right now, but we want more discrete anomalies before we go and do that because there are such large areas. So that will continue to grow, basically. We don't need any more geophysical information right now, but we do need to, like I said, get more value out of the interpretation of the geophysical data. The drilling information helps a lot with that because we didn't have the drilling before. There's only 5% of the area has outcrop, so it's very hard to know what's happening below the surface. So we'll just continue to build on that, and then hopefully, we can monetize the FBM shares, but at a higher price.
Great. Okay, certainly lots of potential there. And we do have a question up the back. Thank you.
Hi there, Ed. Hi. Sorry, apologies. I did miss the first half of the sentence that you were saying as I entered the room, so apologies for missing the opening. But you said something about one of the most exciting projects in the last 36 years. You're talking about Irahidi, is that correct?
Yeah. As an exploration geologist, passionate exploration geologist. So when I see this sort of untested area, that's really good. And a lot of times you get in these new, you get projects and someone's did a bit here and someone's done a bit there, and it's hard to make sense out of the historic data and can be contradictory and everything. This is mostly virgin territory and has all the right ingredients for a VMS style mineralisation, MBT style mineralisation, just gold by itself, even copper gold intrusive, but we don't have a lot of evidence for that last one, but it does get me very excited,
Excellent, thank you. Any other questions? We do have time for just one quick one. No questions from the floor? No. Okay. Well, look, we'll keep going. We don't want to hold everybody up from lunch. Thank you so much.